So you guys know those pinch me moments, right? This sort of feels like slap me round the face with a comically oversized frying pan moment. So yeah, hey guys, Jimmy here, and welcome back to a video that is incredibly surreal to be making. It hasn't really sunk in yet, but hopefully actually finally getting to share this news will help that happen. So at the start of last year, you guys might remember that I was trying to hop into some real life racing over in Germany, over at the Nordschleife. But unfortunately, of course, due to, well, the obvious, things couldn't go ahead, and that sort of fell through, which is a real shame because I was thinking finally I'm gonna get a chance to hop into a real life racing car and sort of live the dream, you know, live the dream of finally being a racing driver. And it really is a dream. It's something that I've wanted pretty much my entire life. From the first time I saw a Formula 1 car go around the circuit, I thought, I want to be the person in that. But unfortunately, my parents weren't multi-millionaires, so that never really materialised. But instead, I found myself into the awesome world of sim racing. I admit that I sort of gave up hope a little bit after all that stuff was cancelled. It was cancelled for the right reasons, of course, but it still hit me pretty hard to think I was so close to achieving this dream and then suddenly it was all gone. But then I got a phone call around middle of last year from a man named Mark Harrison. If you don't know who he is, that's fair enough, but he is basically big boss man at Praga Cars here in the UK. And some of you might know that Praga name from Britcar. Last year they took part in Britcar and won the overall series in the R1. And if you're a sim fan, you might also recognise the name from Assetto Corsa and from Gran Turismo, because Praga also do karts as well as the R1. So we chatted for a while on the phone, and basically, well, the end result was this.
So this is the Praga R1, and this is quite an old car now, but it's a brand new version for 2021. We're really pleased that Jimmy will be racing in the Praga category within Britcar in 2021. He'll be part of what we're calling a guest driver program. We're bringing over 5 cars from the headquarters in Prague for a range of drivers, guest drivers, to take to the wheel. And that's from expert racing drivers like Abby Eaton, for example, and Charlie Martin, who I know that Jimmy knows, and relative novices like Jimmy and people like Jay Morton, who's the ex-SAS adventurer and explorer. So it's going to be an amazing season this year through that guest driver program, alongside all the paying drivers that are racing the R1. So it'll be really competitive, it'll be great fun, but I think everybody's seeing it as a really exciting challenge, whether they're novices or experts. The car itself, you can see, is all carbon body, carbon monocoque, and for 2021 all the carbon has been revised, remodelled. It's safer, it's stronger, it's got better aero, better downforce, so it's an amazing car to drive. We really can't wait for the season to get going, so we're really looking forward to Jimmy taking his driving skills from the virtual world into the real world of Britcar this season.
I'm excited about being teammates with Jimmy. I mean, he has a lot of ability behind the wheel, clearly, and so it's going to be fascinating seeing how he adapts to the performance of the Praga in the real world, how he gets up to speed with things like sharing that space on the track with all the other cars, barreling into T1 on lap form, which can be pretty intense, but I'm sure he's going to step up to the challenge.
So yes, me, Sim Shed Dweller, whatever you want to call me, I'm going to be racing in the Britcar series this year in the Praga R1 Turbo. I am finally going to become a racing driver. As Mark said, this is all part of that guest driver program. They've got people from various different fields, some people professionals, some people sort of novices, a bit like me. Praga are very interested to see if that sim racing ability is going to carry over to the real world. I'm very much hoping it does. So of course this is fairly nerve-wracking, I'm not going to lie to you, because my racing experience so far has been karting. Of course, that video at Assen where I got to drive the 1 Series around, which had about 150 horsepower less than this Praga will have. But let's talk about the car itself quickly, the Praga R1 Turbo. If you know the R1, you know it was already a bit of a weapon. Lots of downforce, very light as well. Effectively a little mini baby prototype, except it seems to be rapidly growing up, because last year the engine was naturally aspirated, putting out about 210 horsepower or so, which is still quite a lot in a car that weighs under 700 kilograms. But this year I like to think there was a meeting at the Praga headquarters, and somebody went, yo, this thing needs a turbo. And as a result, the engine is now turbocharged and produces, on the highest map, 380 brake horsepower. That's about the same horsepower as my Skyline, but in a car that literally weighs half the weight. And the reason for the upgrade is basically because the competition in Brick Car is pretty intense. We're going up against Ferrari Challenge cars, Porsche GT3 Cup cars. I know for a fact there's going to be a Nismo GT3 GTR taking part next year as well. And whilst the non-turbo R1 was super quick in the corners, it struggled a bit in the straight line because of all the drag of all the wings. But with this new turbo, that shouldn't be a problem. To say I'm excited by all this is just a wee bit of an understatement. I've been thinking about this announcement for literally months, how I'm going to do it, how I'm going to feel while I'm doing it, because for me it's a massive deal. This is it. This is me finally getting to live out all those dreams, all those fantasies of being a racing driver. Don't get me wrong, I'd be happy driving a little MX-5 Cup car in a racing series, but this is next level. And with the aspirations of Praga as well, I'm really looking forward to just experiencing this. And the best part of it all is that they have given me full access to film, to take you along for the journey, to have cameras in the car to talk about it. So not only am I going to get the opportunity to go racing, I am going to be making a full series documenting my season, all the highs, all the lows, and all the little bits in between, all the interesting nerdy bits that people like me just can't get enough of. And that's because, of course, I owe a lot of this to you guys at home. If you guys didn't watch my videos, if you guys didn't watch the streams where we struggled for hours on end in various cars and various endurance series, this couldn't have happened. There's no possibility this could have happened. So the way I see it, I owe you at least to take you along for the ride. And I am honoured that I have the opportunity to do that. So yeah, watch this space. And whilst this year has got off to a bit of a rocky start, I'm hoping that we can pull it back. Thank you all so much for watching the channel over years and continuing to watch it and allowing me to have these opportunities. And yeah, I don't know, just thank you. I have nothing else to say apart from that. I'm just full of appreciation right now. Take care. Have an awesome day. See you on track.